Hi, it's Carol. Um, Coming to you live on a Saturday now. Uh, Again, I haven't been planning this. In fact, I woke up this morning and thought, I won't be doing any videos for a while. And then I got this, crazy streak of energy. I don't know if you can see behind me, but normally I have a mess behind me left over from Kauai, leftover books that actually need to be staged up in their own area. And I'm realizing that I need my organizer. I'm ready to do this closet. We're almost done with my other closet. And this closet just needs like a custom made or I'm going to like measure and see if I can find something for that closet. I want like cubbies that I can put all my office supplies and things like that in there and just make it clean and neat and simple. I don't need that file cabinet. I'm going to move to a small one, if any. And I'm going through all my papers, and I got to tell you, organization manages anxiety, stress, adrenaline, disease, a lot of things, because there's so much connection between all of these things, between disease and trauma. And adrenaline raises the stress level, which raises your cortisol level, which causes greater stress. So, I always joke that I've got children that are adrenaline monkeys. We probably all do to some degree. And right now I'm managing what I'm going through these current diagnoses that are being managed through my external environment at home, creating like these very intentional spaces that are calming and allowing my body to do what it knows how to do, which is to heal. So intentional living, that's what I've entitled this, because really, I used to think I did intentional living. Well, I did, because I had so much loss in my life. But I realize now that my intentional living is now on speed. And no, I'm not on speed. But it's on speed because, well, when you've been told you're going to die a few times, or you've been given like diagnoses that could cause you to die, it can cause you to live very intentionally and notice every second of your life as precious. And so that's what's going on. The really exciting thing is yesterday I was able to talk with Mark Winkler, my podcasting buddy, and we've been stuck with this podcast. I couldn't figure out why. And then and I hadn't spoken with him like into depth like I usually do for a while. Now he was going through things and I was going through things. And so hi Rolo. So we didn't know why we weren't connecting. And so we did a conversation via video, and we were able to figure out what was going on in our relationship. And that is Curious Intentions at its finest. The thing I was getting stuck with was audio podcasts. Well, I know how to do videos all day. So when we did a video, I had it uploaded ready for him to review, and we can launch Curious Intentions Take 2. We can launch that in 5 seconds because this is stuff I know. I've got all the connections in place for that are working on my video, my YouTube channel, all those things that are already in place. And we just need, a better thumbnail, really. And we can get going. And whenever I talk with Mark, it's because we're both transformational training people. We're both coaches. I can't tell you until you listen to some of what we talk about, how amazing these conversations have been. He's been in my life, I don't know, 2.5 years or so. He helped me to launch relaunch my books. And yes, it's just yesterday or the day before, I found out that somebody's group was using that as a book study, and she's got like 3,000 people in there, and that's not all that unusual. I hear this a lot. Now, I'm not saying these books are being bought all the time. You don't really make money off of books unless you're on the New York bestseller list. But my plan is just to help the healing. And so that is happening. And I will invest in that, whether I ever make a penny or not, with every book. And I've realized through this process, I don't really need help with publishing. I'm sorry to a few of my publishers that have worked with me. All the pieces of publishing, I already know. Like, I know what, like the back of my hand. So I can do my own book covers. I can do my own, well, I can't do my own editing. Forget that. But what I'm saying is I know where to outsource this stuff. I'm not doing my book cover. I'm outsourcing it. I'm not doing my editing. I've done this before. I outsource it. I am not doing, well, I'm doing my marketing because that's something I'm good at. And I know the pieces to that. And since I have like 8 books in the queue, and it would cost me a fortune to hire somebody to self-publish me, and since I know what to do, I've been coached by the finest. This is like, everything is becoming like new to me. I keep talking about the Johari's window, the unknown, and the unknown to me and the unknown to others has been bubbling up for me. And if you are able, if Mark approves this Curious Intentions podcast, and please comment that you want that, because I'm going to put his name on here. Comment that you want that, because it's time. It's time to really get Mark and I up and going. And now that we're doing videos instead of audios, that part I get. I understand Lip-Syn, and we're using that as well. But I understand YouTube. So to some degree, and I have people that are helping me that understand it even better. They're launching me to a better place. So intentional living. I made a few notes while I was getting my makeup on the things that were going on in my mind. I just contacted my children, and with this diagnosis over my head, I do not have an appointment with my doctor, not for lack of trying. I tried and tried with the specialist. I called and called and called for the referral. I was able to push it through to the place where my doctor's office was to send it to the neurologist. My guess is that my doctor's office did that because I was pretty clear that I need this to happen quickly. I mean, it's a serious. The last person I talked to said she's personally going to make sure that happened. So I'm guessing that happened. But now I've got to call the neurologist. Well, I don't even really know the neurologist's name. I kind of have it written down somewhere. So that will be, first I have to, Monday, I have to find out that the referral was done. Then I'll start contacting the neurologist and figuring out the appointment. But in the meantime, because of what's going on, I'm going to, I'm planning a trip with my kids to the beach because that's something we love to do so much. And over the years, I've taken them and taken them and taken them. As a single mom, I've done that many times. I did that with their father a few times back in the day. And then I just started taking those trips over. And hands down, being at the beach with my kids is, that's the happiest place for me. I'm not planning on doing any flying for a while. So what I thought I would be doing this year has been shifted because I don't want to deal with any altitude issues for today. So I'm going to kind of shift some of that. I am planning on doing some speaking engagements, just not flying. I prefer to drive. The contest for my logo is going well. I haven't looked at it today. I'm going to ask you guys to, as we get closer, to really hone in on what this logo is supposed to look like. Carol's Adkisson, Healing for Humanity. I I ordered takeout yesterday. Once a week, I order takeout and spoil myself and have them deliver it. And they sent me a bunch of fortune cookies, which they usually don't do, but for whatever reason they did this time. And it said, and it's right here, and I have it posted online, a scientific discovery will make a difference in your life. Let me tell you, I've gotten so many interesting fortune cookie things, but I have never gotten something that said that. Right in the midst of my brain having an infection, that back in the day used to kill people, that there is bigger and greater stuff going on right now. And I honestly think this is true. For some reason, I go to P.F. Chang's and it's like God speaks to me through P.F. Chang's. I don't know. I have no idea. It's just, I still have about 4 of these that have like really impacted my life. So I am working on my healing room in my house. That is going to be the next big room that's going to be done. And today, this morning, in just like the last hour and a half, I have gone through that room. We were kind of staging it up with everything from the rest of the house. There's one humongous box. It's humongous. Okay, it's a humongous box left that I get to go through. Everything I'm going through, like I just went through that room and found the stuff from my mom's cemetery. It's a memorial box. It's a Jewish memorial box. And the reconnection into memories is just the theme of my life right now. And Mark and I talked about that yesterday with this new Curious Intentions Take 2. And he gives me insight in ways my brain just doesn't go in the way his does. So it's like we complement each other in such an amazing way when we talk. So I'm organizing my life to manage my stressors so that the more I'm organized, actually, the more I'm getting done. I can't tell you to the level, my desk, one by one, I'm getting through pieces of paper after pieces of paper. I'm going through my whole file cabinet and realizing I don't need this stuff anymore. Why is it in there? If I haven't looked at it in 10 years, what does it matter? It's time to finish cleaning out house. And whether or not I have money to do what I need to do or not, I'll put it on credit cards, I'll put it on loans. I don't care. Because in the end, the money will come back, or I won't need it. I don't know. I just don't worry about this stuff. Anyway, with that said, I get to get my hair done today, which is great. It was before Kauai that I've had it done last, and I hate to shock you, but there's some gray hair in here, and I'm not all gray or anything, but you know, it's just, I'm going to spoil myself. I'm going to get my hair done. I get to see my hairdresser, whom I love so much. And it's been a while. It was the end of January, and here it's March 9th. So I'm not sure why, that happened, that we had to spread it out so much, but it turns out that worked out exactly right because, well, you know what I've been going through if you've been watching any of my videos. Anyway, with that said, hey, Jill, with that said, have a great day. Just have a great, great day. And, intentional living is a choice at any moment. I am living with a pretty scary diagnosis over my head. And I'm living in positivity because I believe that is the only real way to beat this. It's not to think I'm going to go down. And so thus I'm going to do that. And whatever happens along the way, I'm only in today. So that's all that matters. So with that said, have a great day and be blessed.